An understairs storage closet has great potential space. All you need is the right shelving and maybe some hooks. But I've noticed with clients that since people don't know what to do with that space, it tends to just become a catch-all for anything else in the house that doesn't have a place to live. And so it gets super cluttered. And then the things that you do put in the closet are really difficult to get to. So I'm going to show you 3 organizing ideas for your understairs closet that will help you make the most out of that awkward space. If you're new to Bee and Peacock Organizing, I'm professional organizer Lisa Archilla Sims, and I really like helping people understand what their space truly needs so they spend their organizing time, dollars, and energy wisely. So for this video, I'm using examples from clients' homes. And one of the neat things about being a professional organizer is that you get to develop long-term relationships with people. Usually someone hires you to do more than one project, and so you're with them for weeks, and even months sometimes. And often people will kind of do a maintenance session where they hire you to come back in 6 to 12 months and just kind of reevaluate and spruce things up a little bit. So this last week I got to visit the home of a longtime client, and we revised some of the things we had done previously in her understairs closet, which was the inspiration for this video. So our first closet is an example of a very important organizing principle: assigning a purpose to a space, and in this case, assigning purpose to the closet. This client travels a lot, and so we needed a place for all of her toiletries, travel accessories, travel bags, packing systems, and a little surface to work on. For this closet, I chose to install Elfa from the Container Store. Wall-mounted shelving is perfect for this kind of project where you have a sloped wall. It allows you to position the shelves wherever you want against the slope, and that way you can choose how much of the side wall you want to utilize. And wall-mounted shelving gives you a nice open run, so you don't have to work around shelving supports, which can really mess with your container options. And both of those are big advantages over freestanding shelving in this type of application. So everything is sorted into subcategories and housed in labeled bins for easy access. The back wall works great for her carry-on bags. Her larger suitcases are in another location because they're not used as often. But basically, she has everything she needs to pack for a weekend in this one space. This space works great for a travel closet because it's in a hallway right off the master bedroom. Our second understairs closet example is different because it's right off the front entry hall. You can tell by the hanging rod that the builder set this up as a coat closet and storage. In this configuration, you almost have to decide which direction you're going to go. If you really need a coat closet, then accessing anything in the back is going to be really awkward because basically it's walled off with clothes. It's still good space, but really only for things that you hardly ever need. If hanging isn't important, then it becomes a storage area, and hanging is very minimal. This is where that really important organizing principle of assigning purpose to a space comes into play. You can't know the best way to organize this closet until you make the decision of, is it going to be a coat hanging closet or is it going to be a storage closet? In this case, the client really needed storage more than she did hanging. So she wanted a place where she could put all of her seasonal decor, except for Christmas, because that's close proximity to the places in the house that she would be using the decor. So again, I used wall-mounted shelving, Elfa, from the Container Store, mainly for the ability to adjust the shelving height. So we knew we wanted to use these particular bins, so that measurement guided the shelf placement. Plus, it's just really smart to go with adjustable shelving, whether you're doing wall-mounted or freestanding, because you may change what goes on those shelves in the future, and invariably that is going to change your spacing. Our third understairs closet is an example of fitting a lot of stuff into a small space. This closet is in a 1920s home, so it's got a few quirks. Instead of the slope joining a back wall like the other two closets, it continues all the way to the floor, forming a really tight angle up under the stairs. The other quirk is the duct cover on the left wall takes up a bit of space. So I first got to work on this closet 3 years ago, and it already had some elfa. It was old school elfa from the 1980s, which was really fun to see, but it was in a different configuration. And you can see that the hanging was pretty high. The problem with that is that it left a lot of space on the floor and things just got piled up. A better design is for the hanging to be lower and then to move the storage above it using additional shelves. Luckily, it was possible to rearrange what was there and make really good use of that wall. Another great thing this client already had was the grid. Utilizing vertical space in a small closet like this is critical, and the grid with the movable hooks was really ideal. This closet is about the same size as the other two examples, but it's always going to feel smaller because the clothes are hung on the side wall. And given all the things that we want to put into this closet, it's still a good use of the space. The reason I was hired to work on this closet initially was because it had just become a catch-all for all kinds of things, including the 4-section Christmas tree. And it was the only place in the house for the coats. And so it was a constant source of frustration, especially in the winter when you couldn't even get into the closet to access the coats. So the first order of business was to deal with the Christmas tree because it was taking up the most space. Because of its size, the tree had to be dealt with first. So my strategy was to use the sharp angle under the stairs to house 3 of the 4 sections of the tree and put a freestanding shelving unit in front of it to house the top of the tree and then also create more shelving. So this is a unit I designed using Intermetro shelving from the Container Store. The great thing about this brand is that it's heavier weight than most wire shelving, and Container Store will actually cut your poles if you need a custom height. So even though I didn't have heavy things to put on the shelves, I felt like in this application I needed something sturdy enough to be pulled in and out of the space multiple times. This closet is multi-purpose. When I first set it up, we had categories of outdoor wear, sporting goods, outdoor gear, tote bags, vacuum cleaner and vacuum cleaner accessories, and of course the tree. So after several Christmases, we needed to go back in and do a little tweaking. The tree has to go in a certain way for the system to work. And you can imagine in a small space like that, it's a pain in the butt no matter what. So I took everything out and recreated the steps of putting the tree back in so that I could make detailed instructions that we would post in the closet so they'd be handy next Christmas. It's still a little bit of an effort, but honestly there is no other place in the house for the tree. And so the alternative is to have a much less usable closet. And I think it's a good trade-off. There have been a couple of changes in the past 3 years. You can see on the right side we've added seasonal decor in containers, but minus Christmas. And in the back, the bins that were on the top shelf are now on the floor to make room for hats. And there's room under the shorter coats for those bins, but the client and I agreed that she would probably not remember they were there if she couldn't see them. So we opted for this solution, and there's probably some culling that could be done here. Things have accumulated over the past couple of years, but you know, that's normal. Life happens. The main thing is that the floor is clear and you can walk in to access any of those coats. Historic homes are known for their lack of storage, so maximizing this space is really important. All 3 of our closet examples today are under straight run stairs, so there's no corner. If I was doing a closet under a switchback staircase, I would approach the organizing and the layout differently, but I will show you that in a future video. So there you go, 3 examples of how to organize an understairs closet. So I hope that's inspired you with your own understairs project. And remember to assign a purpose to your closet, and try not to do more than 3 or 4 categories in your space. You'll be better organized if you just keep it simple. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like, and if you like more of this content, hit subscribe. You can also check out my playlists. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like, and if you like more of this content, please hit subscribe. You can also check out my playlists for different perspectives on the decluttering and organizing process. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.